My name is Ann Nganga, a rabbit farmer, the CEO of Rovana Farms. Rovana Farm is in Thika, Kegajo, off Garissa Road. Yeah, our main business is rabbit farming. Rovana Farm started in the year 2017, so I think we are 7 years old today. This was inspired by my children. They love animals, they have a passion for animals, and that is how we even came up with the name Rovana, Roy, Vanessa and Anna. And we started with 2 rabbits. Then from there we did a very good research on rabbits, and we found out that this would give us money. So that is how we decided to do it as a business. Rabbit business entails so much, and that is why we recommend even trainings before you start. Like when we are doing our trainings, our first topic is cage construction. Doing your cages nicely makes you prevent several diseases. As we know, most of the diseases come from dirt and also from part of our feeding. So we do self-cleaning cages whereby you use the right materials. Again, rabbit urine is very corrosive, so when you are using the wire mesh, it has to be one that is galvanized or coated. The spacing between the tires of the cages should be big enough to allow proper sweeping, and always make sure the inside does not have leftover hay. Again, that is that. Your drainage system must be okay in a way that all the urine drains out. The droppings are also out on the correction sheets whereby you sweep. When it comes to breeds, we are doing meat breeds, and they must be hybrids, not the Roko Kienyeji rabbits. Why hybrids? It's because they gain weight fast. At the age of 4 months, they are supposed to be 2.5 kgs and above. When it comes to selecting your breeding stock, you should consider getting them from a farm that is disease free. Otherwise, you cannot get rabbits from a farm that has diseases, and instead of starting production, you start by treating diseases. The other thing you are supposed to consider again is your feeding. Mainly our rabbits feed on rabbit pellets and hay. Water should also be available in that cage throughout the day, since they are feeding on dry feeds. The measurements for feeding, especially for the rabbit pellets, we do 100 grams for every mature rabbit. For lactating and pregnant does, we give 120 grams. Then those below 2 months, we are doing 50 grams. 2 to 3 months, 70 grams. The other thing now, when it comes to production, you are supposed to make sure your parent stock is well kept. Like the doe should be in her own cage, the buck in his own cage. All serving bucks must stay on their own so that they mark their territories. When you are doing your serving, you take the doe to the buck's cage, and once the buck mounts and falls on its back, that is a successful mating. Then you must have your breeding records right, whereby you record the name of the doe. Then you have a column for date of service, record the date when the doe was served. You must also have the buck's name, the serving buck, or the cage number of that serving buck. Then you have an expected date of delivery, an actual date of delivery, number of litter, and then mortalities. That is how your record sheet should look like. This is to help you maybe calculate like the gestation period of that rabbit, which is 28 days. You note whether they give birth either before or after the 28 days. Again, you are able to note which rabbit gets high mortalities, and maybe which one gives you more litter than the other. When it comes to production or breeding, you must know on the 25th day, that is when we place a nesting box in the cage. Why we do that on the 25th day? It's because that is not a resting place for the rabbit. That is where they give birth to the young ones in a safe area, so that when breastfeeding, they are able to breastfeed all of them together at the same time. Also, make sure when your dog gives birth, it has packed enough fur for the nesting. The number one disease affecting rabbits is pneumonia. Pneumonia does not have any signs and symptoms that we can see, but mostly you note that your rabbits are dying from time to time. So when you get like the first death, the second one, make sure you consult your vet. Let your vet do a post-mortem, and then they will tell you which disease your rabbit is suffering from, and you get the right drugs. If it is pneumonia, you are supposed to treat the whole farm, not just a few cages. The other thing is snuffles. Snuffles is sneezing, severe sneezing with a lot of mucus. Always make sure your cages are facing opposite the wind direction and your hay is free from dust. Do not feed your rabbits on those powdered feeds like the soy winner, the dairy meal, and all those chicken feeds. That is why we have a formulation for each and every animal. So make sure it's always rabbit pellets. When it comes to marketing, I always say it's possible to create your own market and even fetch better prices for your rabbits, or even for the byproducts and whatever you get from rabbits. From rabbits, number one, we are getting meat. Several people are prohibited from eating red meat and they switch off to white meat. So marketing white meat is even more easier. Make sure you get your clients, have a slaughter day, that is when you slaughter for them, and always make your product presentable by maybe packing it nicely. Have your foil papers so that you keep your meat safe from any dirt, and also maybe even put your label. That way you are able to market that product. The other thing that we are getting from rabbits is rabbit urine, which again is being used by several farmers for organic farming. We use it as a pesticide and also as a fertilizer on the ground. So there are ratios of mixing it with water, which is 1 liter of urine to 5 liters of 1 liter of urine, 5 liters of water. Make sure you spray white flies and aphids on your fruit gardens, in your vegetable gardens. It works wonders. Then rabbit manure, which is high in nitrogen and phosphorus. Again, this one helps to boost your crops in the farm. The other thing we get from rabbits is their skins, which can be used to make shoes or saddles. We also make it to do mats. We are using it to make some bags, laptop bags, and any other bag, fancy bags. We also use it to make hats. If you are to start a rabbit farm, make sure it is you to work on it. It is you who has that passion, not anybody else. So many people fail because they want to leave it under the hands of somebody else, forgetting that you came up with the idea and it is your passion.